Good morning, Future Todd. To be honest, I really didn't know what I'm going to be talking about today. I had a lot of plans, a lot of ideas of maybe what little visual experiments I could do, or like little video tricks I could maybe try. I was going to do maybe even like a list of favorite movies, but that all just didn't grab me. So here's kind of like a state of the union as it is right now. In the news recently, we had some earthquakes down in California, nothing major, just some basic tremors. But as I'm going to San Francisco in the next couple months, now I'm still being a little bit more aware of what's going on down there. There's the Malaysia Airlines flight 370 that's been missing for about 3 weeks now. That's the one that was going from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing, but veered off course, never to be found again. And they believe it crashed off the coast of Australia, off of Perth. Still at this point, nothing conclusive. In the news, sports-wise, Vancouver is still in the running to possibly be in the wild card slot for their division in the playoffs. Technically, that's not news, but that's just what I have to listen to every day when I turn on Global in the morning. Just last night, I was pleased to actually go see the new Wes Anderson movie, Grand Budapest Hotel. A really good movie, obviously an amazing movie. Royal Tenenbaums by Wes Anderson is probably one of my favorite movies of all time. That's in the top 5. You know what? Probably, to be honest, in the future I will do a top 5 movies that people have to see. Anyways, it's a really good movie, and I'm glad that Cheryl and I were able to enjoy it. And I'm pleased to know that there are still films out there that are high-quality art films, as well as being crazy, silly, whimsical, weird, like the stuff that he does. To be honest, what's been on my mind lately, and probably what you have been seeing in these videos for the last couple months, is that I don't think I'm happy. I'm not depressed per se, but I'm just discouraged with the way things are going. My experience in Vancouver so far has proven that seemingly by nature, people are rude, inconsiderate, and have a false sense of entitlement and superiority over everybody else. And that was certainly an experience in my retail jobs. I try to avoid downtown at all costs just because it gets too oppressive with that type of behavior. Maybe if I were to live out in the suburbs where there's more of a community feel that I seem to understand, that I would be a little bit more comfortable. Where I am right now, it's a beautiful place and I love where I live. But I don't own, I just rent. This is not a forever home, right? So I know that I will have to move someplace. And the more I see of Vancouver, the less inclined I am to be a part of it. But then there's the psychological study, and to be honest, I don't recall where I saw it, but it may have actually been years back, and I think it just came to light again recently. The way that people process negative versus positive experiences are different. Where if someone were to have a negative impact or a negative feeling by an interaction with one person, to counteract that, they would then need, I think, 20 different happy experiences or positive experiences to balance it out. You know, you could have a totally fine day, but then there's just that one guy who yelled at you at an intersection somewhere, and that ruins your entire day. And that's kind of the impact that it's really trying to portray. That one little thing can ruin everything else, despite how good the others may be. So, am I just getting more of the negative and not enough of the positive to really get a proper feeling? I'm hoping that's the case, because right now it's kind of discouraging. And then there's the financial matter. We just did a salary level reviews at work, so I did get a raise, and I'm quite thankful for that. I'm thankful for the fact that I get to go to work. I'm thankful for the fact that I have a job, and I'm getting the wage that I'm getting now, which is the most I've ever made my entire life now. Still pales in comparison to some of the other people, but that's just my own mountain to climb. But looking at the opportunity to maybe have a mortgage and invest in real estate so that when I do retire, 40 years from now, or 30 years now, that I'll actually have something set up in advance, whether it's a house that I can sell or that real estate that will provide that income into my retirement. The more I look into that, and the area that I live in, I just don't see those visions lining up. houses here that are run down and pretty much have to be torn down, and you're just basically selling a lot. The houses in this neighborhood are running around $900,000, and there's no feasible, sustainable way that anybody could afford that without being rich already, or without already having property. So we're looking at a condo, and to do that, we're going to have to look into ideally New Westminster, but even then, that's just too close to the bubble that Vancouver has. So we're looking at the outskirts of Burnaby, looking at Coquitlam, and God forbid I ever have to move across the river and get into Surrey or Langley or Abbotsford for that matter. So at this point, I just don't know what to do, and I'm looking to you, future Todd, that maybe by a year from now, you're able to provide yourself some guidance, and ideally we're able to kind of dig ourselves out of this hole before it gets to depression, because it's depressing having to deal with all this stuff every day. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see where we are a year from now.